Hey there everyone! So this is my camping makeup tutorial or outdoor makeup tutorial. It doesn't have to be camping. It's good for the beach or, you know, any outdoor activity you want to wear a lot of makeup or anything. So let's get started. Oh, I'm going to do it the way I like to do it, and then I'm going to do it the way I used to do it. It's two different ways, and then you guys can try both ways if you want and, you know, think which way is best for you. So I'm going to put my hair up and get started. Okay, I know that looks seriously funny, but it's all good. So I start out, the key to outdoor makeup, when you don't have a lot of room and you're in a tent and, you know, you just only have two hands, you want as little things as possible. You don't want a lot of makeup, and that's the whole purpose of this tutorial. And it's a very simple look. It's not like, you know, full on going out makeup. It's just, you know, if you don't like the way you look without makeup, like me, then, you know, it's just something to put a nice little neutral look on your face. So the key is to use makeup that has more than one use. So for the foundation, I'm using Aqua Smooth Makeup by CoverGirl, and it's a cream to powder finish foundation. It looks like that. This one is in Buff Beige, and I just use the sponge that it comes with. And you can use it as a concealer because the coverage is good enough, and it dries to a powder finish, so you don't need powder, you don't need a primer before you put it on, and it's just a really good 3-in-1. So you just eliminated two things, you know, in your makeup basket. So let's put it on. Make sure you get really good in that hairline, because this stuff, you know, you want to really blend it in. And don't forget down your neck. And then you can go back under with your eyes. If you have, like, you know, you usually use a lot of concealer, then just go again under your eyes with the sponge and just pat it in there. So then it really looks like you use concealer. And over your eyes, my eyelids are kind of thin, so they look really purplish almost. So I always like to go over my eyes with the concealer. Okay, so that's the first step, and that was just 3 things in this one little pouch. So it's really great. It's really nice to use multi-use tools. So after that, this is the only brush I bring with me when I go camping, and it's my Kabuki brush. I love this thing. And all you do is you just buff your face, so in case you missed any blending spots with the sponge, you know, it really gives a nice, you know, even blended finish to your foundation. So just buff your face. Down the neck. Don't forget your neck. That's very important. And always go from the center of your face out. And that's it. So next I'm using the NYC cream stick. And this is like the NARS cream stick. It's a 3-in-1. You can use it for your cheeks, your eyes, and your lips. So for this tutorial, I'm only going to put it on my cheeks and my eyes. So what I like to do is draw a line on my cheeks. War paint. And then I just take the sponge, the other side of the sponge that I use with my foundation, and I blend it out with that. Or you can use your fingers. It's whatever's, you know, whatever you like to do best. You can take it up into your side, I forget what this is called, just this little dimple that's kind of, you know, on the side of your face. You can put that in there, bring up the color a little bit, bring it all the way out. And the nice thing about the cream blush is that it'll stay on longer when you're, you know, doing your, whatever you do when you like to be outdoors, whether you're at the beach and it's hot and, you know, you're sweating a little bit, it'll stay on a lot better than a powder blush. So just make sure you really blend that in good. Okay, then I like to take the same sponge and just dab it onto the tip like that and put a little on my eyelids just to bring out that color of sun-kissed look. Just lightly, you know, just a little pink. You don't want too much because then it can make your eyes look bloodshot because of the pink. And it doesn't have to be a pinky or peachy color blush. It could be a bronzer, you know, just to bring color in your face. Anything to give you color, because if you're like me, you know, when I have little makeup on and I'm outdoors and stuff like that, I just look like my skin is just parched of color. So it's just good to put a little color on your face. So that's it for the color on the lids. So that was really great, you know, that eliminated, I would say, at least 4 things, you know, 2 eyeshadows if you want, or 3 even to, you know, do that whole look that you normally do, and then the blush in one stick. So you can get this anywhere. It's NYC, so you can get it at Walmart or Rite Aid, and it's only $3, I think, so it's worth it. So I don't put any eyeshadow on my eyes because, like I said, it's a very neutral look. It's very natural, you know, eyeshadow. You don't really need eyeshadow when you're hiking in the woods. As you can see behind me, I'm in the woods, so that was the whole point of the camping tutorial. I thought that'd be fun for you guys, so let me know what you think of that. So sometimes I do eyeliner and sometimes I don't, but for this purpose I will, because I know a lot of girls like the eyeliner on. So I'm just using my regular extra intense liquid pencil eyeliner from L'Oreal Paris, and this is in black. You can use a brown. I also like to use brown sometimes for a more natural look. So just in between the lashes like that. And if you get any on your lid, you can just blend it out. So then you take it from your outer corner just to widen the eye a little bit. And only do your outer corner. When you put eyeliner in here on your inside corner or any kind of dark color, it does actually make your eyes look smaller. So you just blend that with your finger a little bit. Okay, then we do the other eye. And that's a crow. Just blend that out with your finger. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, oops, you're out. So that's a nice, simple, you know, just add a little depth to your eyes. And if you like more, you can put more on. You can put it on over the lash line, whatever you like. But this next step really makes it pop. So you don't need a lot of eyeliner because the next step is mascara. And mascara always, you know, makes your eyes just look wow. And I don't curl them, but this mascara is really great. It kind of helps curl them for you. And it's L'Oreal Paris, I forget what it's called. I think it's like the collagen, you know, volumizing mascara. And when you're putting on mascara, always shake it at the bottom back and forth because it's going to grab those lashes at the bottom and make the mascara more defined down there at the bottom, so it really gives you that thick lash look. And then just pull up. So that's the look. And you know, when I'm camping, I don't really care how my hair looks. So that's the look. It's just very nice and neutral, and it's so nice. You know, I'm in the outdoors right now, and this is the lighting that you're gonna have to use when you're outdoors. So it really works really well. It's a nice lighting. It's a natural lighting, but it's all good. So for the other way that I do this, I'm just gonna show you real quick. I used the CoverGirl smoothers this time, but there's also the option of using a tinted moisturizer, and this is a huge way to go. This is a really awesome thing, and this is my homemade tinted moisturizer, and I'm going to do a video on how to show you guys how to do your own tinted moisturizer out of sunblock, because it's very important that you wear sunblock. In fact, I forgot to mention that before you do anything, and I already had some on, was put sunblock on your face. That's a nice base for your foundation, and it's very important when you're outdoors. Always wear sunblock. Like, none of this 15 SPF sunblock, but something that's really going to protect your face, because it'll help prevent, it's really important that you wear sunblock. So I can't emphasize that enough. So next video, tinted moisturizer made out of sunblock. So that's what this is. And this is what I would use in place of this foundation if I didn't have it. So right now, this is my favorite, but if I didn't have this on hand, I would use tinted moisturizer. And tinted moisturizer tends to be more of a dewy finish, so when you're outdoors and you're already sweating, you don't want to look sweatier than you already are. So I would use a kabuki brush and a powder and just kind of a loose face powder, or maybe even a pressed powder. Like right here I have the Maybelline Mineral Power, and this is just the veil, and it's just to matte the finish and make everything, powder finished. You don't want dewy at all, especially when you're outdoors, because you're already sweating. So if you're using a tinted moisturizer, use a pressed powder on top to get rid of that dewy, sweaty look. So everything else is the same. The blush stick's the same, the eyeliner, the mascara, everything's the same, and that's all you have to do. You can curl your lashes if you want when you use the mascara, but you don't really have to. It's not really necessary. So let's count the items that we used. Since I didn't put sunblock on, but I already had it on, we'll count that as sunblock 1, foundation 2, and this is foundation, concealer, powder, everything. So that's one item with, 4 uses. So that's 2. 3 for the kabuki brush to make it all nice and even. 4 the cream stick and the eyeshadow, and you can put it on your lips if you want. And, oh, I forgot the lips actually. I'm forgetting a lot of things. So for the lips, I always use Carmex. When you're outdoors, this stuff rocks. And you can get it in the tube, but I recommend, like the little jar, but I recommend getting this because it's less messy and you're not getting your fingers all up in it. So just put that on your lips all over. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6, 7 for the liner and the mascara. So that's 7 products, and this is it right here. That's not very much. Look at how little that is. I mean, compared to when you go out, you take all your brushes, and when you're going on vacation, you take all your brushes and all your makeup and like 20 different shades of eyeshadow and all that, So this is just very simple, and you can fit everything in a little baggie and take it with you even when you're hiking and all that. So that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can just send me a message or an email or whichever way you like to do it, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So have a